Hey friends! Please like and subscribe for more amazing stories! My name is Linda, and this is the story of how I slept with my son and his wife. My son, Tom, and his new wife had a beautiful wedding. I made sure everything was perfect and that their day was magical. They had no idea that I had one last surprise up my sleeve at the end of the night. The couple stepped into their room and were shocked to see me waiting inside.
Mom? What are you doing here?
Surprise! I'm staying with you tonight. The day was so busy that we hardly got to spend enough time together.
Really?
I could tell my son wasn't thrilled at the idea. But he loved me way too much to throw me out, especially with all I'd done for his wedding. The rest of the family is sleeping in my room. Where am I supposed to go if you kick me out?
I'd never kick you out, Mom. You can stay here with us.
My plan worked. I slept on the sofa in the room, but I didn't get any sleep. My son and his wife were rustling around in bed together and decided to get naughty. I was horrified and needed to put a stop to it. Oh, son! I don't feel so good. Oh, can you help me? Please? Tom was instantly worried about his sweet mother and came to my side to care for me, leaving his new wife, Amy, all alone for the entire night. I felt important to him again and happy that Amy could see he chose me over her, even on the most important day of their relationship. As soon as Tom met Amy, I could tell she was going to try to replace me. He began to spend less time with me, and I was no longer the most important woman in his life. Son, would you like to go to our favorite restaurant for dinner together?
No thank you. Amy and I have a date planned.
It felt like every time I tried to spend time with my son, he always had something better to do with Amy. She had much more influence over him than I did. Amy didn't deserve a guy like Tom as her husband. My son was far too good for her, but she was persistent and got him to fall for her. She rushed the idea of a wedding, too. I didn't bother them much about it, but I still didn't like the idea of them being married, or possibly having a baby together. So I had to be certain that she didn't become pregnant and complicate everything. If they had a baby, Tom would never be free from her grip. Amy and Tom decided to travel to a cabin in the mountains for their honeymoon. They thought they would finally have their romantic getaway, but they were wrong. The couple needed to use my car for the long drive, and I agreed to help them. However, they didn't realize that meant I would be coming along too. I can't wait to have some alone time together. Wait, is that your mom with her bags? She's coming too? The look on Amy's face was priceless. I have to be with you since you're using my car. So now, it will be a family trip.
Are you sure, Mom?
Of course I'm sure. I'm all packed, and I will drive and cook for us while we're there. My son couldn't say no to me, even though Amy was clearly upset. He chose me over her again. I hoped that she was learning that I mattered much more to Tom than she did. Amy was not the type of woman that he deserved. She never cared for him the way I always did. She loved to lay in bed all day while Tom worked hard. She never cooked for him, or washed his clothes, or even surprised him. But then, Amy took me by surprise. Since you are ready to go, why don't you enjoy the cabin alone and relax in nature? You've been so busy helping us lately. You deserve some time to yourself. I couldn't believe she suggested such a thing. I couldn't argue with her, but I knew she wasn't genuine. All she cared about was being alone with Tom, not about me relaxing. I overheard her on the phone booking a hotel for them to stay in for their honeymoon, so I had to act fast. I was waiting for the perfect time to give Tom my next little surprise. Son, don't forget your vitamins. I just bought you a new bottle. Make sure you take them every day. I was lying to my son, but it was for his own good. I replaced all of the vitamins in the bottle with pills that were supposed to reduce his libido. If they worked, he wouldn't want anything to do with Amy. You think of everything, Linda. He took the vitamins with him and left with Amy. I was still upset, but hoped the pills would fix everything while we were apart. I saw Amy and Tom not long after their honeymoon. I was sure that their intimacy was ruined because of the pills. I even expected Tom to tell me that their marriage wasn't working out. I could be there for him and give him the final push to divorce Amy. Then, I would finally have my son all to myself. But I was completely wrong. As soon as they came over, they looked happy and said they had a surprise. I'm pregnant! We're having a baby!
You're gonna be a grandmother.
I couldn't believe what they were telling me. It was the opposite of what I'd expected. How did this happen? When? What about the pills? I solved that problem. I had no idea, but Amy found the receipt for the pills and figured out I switched them with Tom's vitamins. I knew exactly what you did. I threw the pills away before he took any of them.
How did you know about the pills? Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I just wanted to pretend it didn't happen. I didn't want you and your mother to get into an argument over it. I saw Amy in a new light. She was much more involved than I thought she was. She was working very hard not to turn my son against me. Well, none of that matters anymore. I made a mistake and took it too far. But it was only because I love you so much, Tom. Let's forget this ever happened. Give me a hug. Tom was upset and refused to even give me a hug.
I cannot believe that you would do something like that to us. You need to stay out of our lives.
My son was livid and made it clear he didn't want me around.
Maybe we can talk again one day when you change your ways. But until then, leave us alone.
Tom made it clear that he wasn't my property and that it was his choice if he wanted me in his life or not. It was hard for me to understand. He was my baby, and I loved him more than anything else in the world. I couldn't imagine my life without him. It's important to show your love, but forcing your loved ones to stay close will eventually push them away. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.